Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I trust that you are all well and had a good Shabbos. It was certainly a blustery Shabbos. I hope that you are all secure and well and your homes are still intact. Anyways, so firstly, of course, we dedicate to this morning's learning, as always, in memory of those whose Yortzeit falls today, as well as all those who we are saying Kaddish for. We wish them long life, as well as it should be a schus, a merit for all those who are unwell in our community and beyond. Good morning, Clarice, Estelle, and Eitan. Lovely to see you on this rainy, miserable day, but it's brightened up by us learning together. So let's make a start. So up to this point, the last few parshas, the last few sedras that we've been studying together have all been about the construction or the theoretical construction of the tabernacle, the house which was built by the Jewish people for God's presence to rest in its midst. And we went through all those details. We come to this week's Parsha, Vayakhel, and it seems almost a repetition of what we've already learned. And yet, there is a fundamental difference. This week's Parsha is not about the theory, it's about the practice. Now, Moshe enjoined the people to start constructing that tabernacle, to build it. And from the outset, it was made quite clear to the Jewish people the idea that despite the fact that they were involved in the most lofty of tasks, a great mission, and therefore building, there was nothing so more important than building of a tabernacle. Nonetheless, when it came to the seventh day, when it came to the Shabbat, that day they should rest. And the question, of course, is obvious. Why is it that they, we understand that they may need a day off, but why is it that this didn't have greater importance? Why is it that the construction of the tabernacle, when you're involved in something so significant as creating a residence for the divine presence to rest, why is it that that couldn't override the Shabbat? Let me tell you a little story about Albert Einstein, the great Albert Einstein. And the story goes that he had just completed writing a paper, and having completed the paper, he wanted to find a paperclip in which you'll be able to ensure that all the papers would stay together. Couldn't find one, and his assistant and he himself spent the next, I don't know how long, but a significant period of time, on their hands and knees, looking around the whole office, scurrying around, trying to find a paperclip. And eventually they managed to find a bent, broken paperclip. And having found it, all of a sudden the assistant looks in a drawer, and lo and behold, hey presto, she found a whole box of paperclips. So she looked very excitedly towards the great Albert Einstein. She says, "Look what I found." He says, "Excellent." And he took one of the new paperclips, and he used that paperclip to help remold the broken paperclip. And she said to him, "I don't understand, Professor Einstein. We have in front of us a whole box of brand new, pristine new paperclips. Just take one of the new ones. Why are you wasting your time on one of the old ones?" To which Einstein apparently said, "I've just established a new goal. And once I'm set upon a certain goal, it becomes very difficult to deflect me." And that really is one of the lessons of the tabernacle in this week's parsha. So often, we set ourselves goals, and all of a sudden, by the halfway mark of the year, we can't even remember what those goals are. So when it came to the construction of the tabernacle, the Jewish people were clearly instructed as to its purpose, but at the same time, they were able to take a step back, and they were able to see the great vista, the great backdrop, as to what exactly how it fitted in to the picture of what God was asking us to create. Ultimately, the whole idea of the tabernacle was that there would be a reminder, a constant reminder to us of the relationship and the divine presence that that the Jewish people were privileged to have in their midst. That's what it was. But if we think about it, the Shabbat itself, there is no greater reminder. When it comes to the Shabbat, it's all about a testify. It really is testament to the fact that God created the world for 6 days and therefore created the Shabbat on the seventh. And therefore, by abstaining from work, by a cessation of the work of the constructors of the Mishkan, of the tabernacle, they recognize that it's not an end in itself, that building of the tabernacle. It's not like the construction of the Colosseum or any other great buildings that have been built around the world. At the end of the day, are we building to create a monument, or is the tabernacle truly a vehicle which allows us to become closer to our Creator? And therefore, the idea is that the same way that the tabernacle was there to bring us closer to our Creator, the Shabbat itself is that closeness to God, and therefore it takes pride and place. There's a great story about well, there's many great stories. I'm just thinking which one we should tell relating to Shabbat. For today, we'll use the one relating to the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds, sorry, not the Rothschilds, the Reichman brothers, Paul Reichman. We know that they built Canary Wharf, which today is very much the hub and epicenter of commercial enterprise and business in the city of London. And they went to great ends to build this great center. And yet there was one rule that was written into the contract of all the construction teams and all the builders and all the people that were involved, thousands that were involved in the construction. And the rule was that come sundown on Friday, work must stop. And in fact, they went as far as to state that anyone that worked after that would be fired. They would lose their job. They said it's the Shabbat, and therefore we want to, part of our keeping the Shabbat is that those that work for us don't make work. And therefore they literally, were prepared to lose time, to lose money for the sake of the Shabbat. And whenever I look at Canary Wharf, I think that it is a living testament to the Shabbat, in that it was constructed by people that made such tremendous self-sacrifices to declare God's glory in this world. There's a broader message, I think, for each and every one of us. Good morning, Ellen, Caroline, Eitan, Estelle, that are still joining us. And that is quite clearly, friends, that when it comes to life, so often we set ourselves goals, as we've already mentioned, and then all of a sudden we become distracted by all types of things and amusements, entertainments, and the things that really are not that critical to life. But we get distracted, and then we lose sight, we lose track of where we were and what it was all about, and all of a sudden what was important is pushed to one side, and what became urgent took its place. And perhaps the lesson of the tabernacle, of having that clear focal point and to be driven towards it and not losing sight of what's really important in life, is a lesson for us all in terms of our own lives, in terms of the Shabbat, and in terms of being Jewish. Wishing you all well. Please God, we'll meet up tomorrow at the same at the regular time of 9 a.m. Have a great day. Look after yourselves. Take care. Be careful.